how does a bankruptcy of a buyer affect a letter of credit and ability to ship and then get paid against that letter of credit?
So let's say an importer in a foreign country files bankruptcy after they had a letter of credit issued to a U.S. shipper. The obligation to pay is no longer on that importer of record. The obligation to pay is that bank. So what really needs to happen is that bank had taken collateral to open that letter of credit. So that was either a $100,000 hold on a line of credit or some other type of hold on the the building or something that importer has. So even though the buyer went bankrupt, this transaction still takes place. If the shipper ships the goods, meets every requirement on that letter of credit, submits documents to us, and we submit to that foreign bank, unfortunately, if that's the last penny that poor guy has, it's still getting wired to us and going to the shipper's account.
So the U.S. seller doesn't have to worry. My buyer goes out of business, I can, as long as my banks are still in good standing and all the requirements are met by the letter of credit, then I can get my money.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what if the freight can't get delivered to that seller because they're out of business? Is that, but it still makes it to that country? Is that?
Well, honestly, it goes back to what are the requirements under the letter of credit. If the letter of credit only states you have to provide me with a bill of lading showing that the goods were loaded on the vessel, and then we provide that bill of lading to the foreign bank, that meets our obligation. Now, what the bank might do is they're in possession of the bill of lading for those goods, and if perhaps that importer owes the bank money, they probably aren't going to turn over that bill of lading to that importer until they get their funds covered as well. But if he had a $100,000 letter of credit and he had the money in his account, then the bank is going to give him the bill of lading and he could take possession.